1 second. I don't hear nothing right now. Give me a second, buddy. My headset. There you are. Hello, hello. Audio. There you are. Still not there. What the hell, man?
Right now, his sound in line. His sound should be going. I got him in. You know, his mic's
No,
not
I
muted.
hear you now.
Okay, you're good now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you. The people can hear you too. So you know, what's going on, William? Baby, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, bro.
You know, you're putting in that work. You're putting in that content. You know what I mean? You're putting in work. You know.
Yeah, I'm going live. My eyes are red as shit.
Well, you know, you got to get the Visine for the tight red eyes. You know what I mean? And you know, but I see you signing people up every day, doing the audits now. How's that going for you?
It's going really good. It's
Mm-hmm.
going so good. I got some of the SEO gurus reaching out to me now. So
We got some of the gurus have broke their silence, and now they're I wouldn't say waving the white flag, but
yeah.
they're hey, what's going on, right?
No, I told you, so I was actually kind of impressed me. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least one of them did. At least
Well,
one of them. It's cool.
you put the hard work in, and you put the, you know what I mean, you be constant, like you tell all of us, you know what I mean, put your time in, put your authority everywhere, post and do this and do that, and now
Correct.
you got people emailing you and saying, hey man, hey, you know.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
You
As I
know,
told
and
him, it's no nothing against you, bro. It's just called marketing.
it's business. There's nothing personal, right?
I'm coming at. He's like, is it just me? No, I'm coming after all of you motherfuckers.
Well, you know, there's a lot of
Just
people.
kidding.
There's certain individuals who want to call it, you know what I mean, junk removal drama, or drama in junk removal, or
You
drama
know
in
what? You know
the
what's
SEO
funny
world.
about it? Because what's funny about it, and you'll remember this. So Xavier even told me. He said, "Listen, bro. When I was first coming in, he told me. He said, he told me about everything. He said, hey, problem is a lot of people just don't rank, and I think it'd be a good idea if you come in and all that stuff." So I came in, and he said, but I'm warning you. He warned me straight up. He said, in the junk removal area, there's a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Andrew, Mr.
Oh.
Mr. Duda himself goes, oh, William, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of drama in the
Mm-hmm.
junk removal business. Mr. Yee Yee goes, there's a lot of drama in the junk removal business, right? And now all of a suddenly, Andrew on his damn thing goes, oh, I don't know, William's stirring up fucking drama. He's like, what the fuck you talking about, William's stirring up drama?
Oh, we're
Y'all
going.
talking about drama. Y'all talking about there was drama before. Now all of a sudden, Williams the drama. Williams just going and saying, I literally told him, said, listen, if I do audits, you can do audits. If I give away free SEO, y'all can give away free SEO. If I
Yeah.
say rank in 30 in 90 days, you can say rank in 90 days. But you know what? You won't do it because you won't put your money in where your mouth is. So the thing is, that's why most people they want to talk about giving business owners value, but they don't want to give business owners value because that means, putting their own bank account on the line. That means actually not thinking about themselves ahead of everybody else. That's why they don't do it. They
Well,
might send you some brownies to make you feel good, but that's about it.
you know, I
But
think,
I'm cool. I mean, I started for the longest time, and this, I stopped doing, if you will, my course teaching local SEO, and I said I'm gonna start doing it for junk removal. So now I'm going live. We just got done laying the foundation. Next week I'm gonna show you over the shoulder how to actually do it. So I'm trying to do all this before October, So people can say, hey, this is the difference between someone that knows what they're doing and someone that's a talking head.
Yeah.
You know, someone that actually does it on a daily basis, and stuff of that nature. So that people, I mean, I tell people, I was like, I even had someone send me, he was a guy that spent over $100,000 with JRA in 5.5 years with SEO that's not in the top 10 that we had signed up. And he had sent me a report that they had sent to him, let's say, I don't know, probably 6 months ago. And I literally went through the report and I just picked it apart. And I'm like, this is a typical report that most SEOs will send you. And here's why it's nothing but lies.
Yeah.
And then there was another one I audited this week where, for example, this is a good one. SEO says he's got almost 10.5 thousand searches a month for junk removal. Amazing. Awesome. Makes you feel all special and tingly inside. But here's the only fucking problem. There's not any people looking for junk removal in the entire state that you're in, bro, for 10,000 something people. There's only, if you captured every search, there's only like 1.2. So someone's fucking lying. I ain't doing no SEO. Really? Did someone sending you a bunch of fucking traffic, bro? You know, someone's lying, someone not telling the truth. But what happens is you can fake traffic, you can fake a bunch of shit when it comes to SEO reports, but you have to know what to look for. And that's what I'm trying to do while I'm doing these audits is like, what do you look for as a business owner, a junk removal guy that don't even know what, if I say the word hosting, you're like, what's that? What's a domain name? I just know there's this thing I put in the, SERP up here and my website pops up. A lot of junk guys don't know that sort of thing. So people take advantage of it. And I've told business owners, I won't even open my mouth about it until someone asks me about it.
So let me let me ask you a question. Do you think Duda just sucks?
So do I think Duda just sucks? I think it was really good when it came out several years ago. So I actually had someone mention this to me. I said, I won't be careful. But
you don't have to be careful on this show.
There's a guy, one of the top SEOs named Chris Palmer, right? And I have him on my messenger on my phone, right? He used to be he was an admin for the Black Hat World. Okay. I asked him, I said, what do you think of Duda? Because he used to promote it. This is number one. Number two, I'm going to go back to Chris Palmer. What most people don't know about Duda is you actually get paid an affiliate to promote it. Oh. You get paid money to promote it. Now, apparently, this certain person does not get paid to promote it. But what it's also good for is if you're coming out with an offer, a mastermind, a partnership, something like that, and you want to give your partners or investors free website, you don't have to pay for hosting. So I totally understand why it was done. However, my guy that used to promote it doesn't get paid for it because I know he don't get affiliates. He don't ever do that. He hates people that do it. But Chris said, I said, what do you think about Duda? And he said, well, it's good for a while. Now, mind you, this is a guy that can get any fucking thing ranked. Anything. Give him a Google site, give him a Canva piece of shit, and he will rank the thing in New York. I'm not talking about like, podunk in the hillbilly country where no one goes. I'm talking about in New York, okay? With nothing but lorem ipsum text on it. No actual good content. What do you think of Duda? It's shit. Why is it shit? Well, he said, try ranking anything on it. He said, any actual good term, let's say plumber near me, junk removal near me, any of that. He said, you're going to struggle unless you use high authoritative backlinks like Forbes, USA Today, and the average person. And when I talked to him, I said, as a blue collar junk removal guy, do you got an extra $100 to, I don't know, $5,000 for a backlink? No. I can technically rank anything, but don't act like this silliness where you think anyone can rank anything. Yes, you can. What's your budget? I can rank it, but what's your budget? Okay. The thing is, and Chris told me, and he said, number two, what most people don't know about, is let's say if you get hosting. So the domain name's like your, if you will, your address for your website. The hosting is like the piece of land that you put it on. So give you an example. The easiest way to compare this is, have you ever heard of when you're opening up your Google listing and you need to get a listing, don't ever use a virtual office like Regis, because Google followed the paper trail and seen a bunch of SEOs and different people opening up Google listings that were not legitimate businesses, and they considered it spammy and they considered it black hat. So you know what they did with the Regis offices, that whole chain? They marked them as toxic, i.e. spammy. So anytime you try to use a phone number that they've done that way, an email address they've done that way, or a, if you will, an address they've done that way, or guess what else they do that way? IP addresses. Guess who puts all of their websites on a handful of IPs? I'm not talking about thousands of IPs, but a handful of IPs.
So
Duda.
So
So it's toxic. The IPs are fucking toxic as shit. And if you look on their IP, you'll see thousands and thousands of websites. Now, I made a joke the other day. Was what's funny is I had a woman, you probably know, in Junk Removal. She's out in Reno. Now, what's so funny about it is, imagine this. These SEO gurus, they wrote me, well, we didn't do SEO on these sites. That's why they're not ranking. That's amazing. You're an, so what y'all understand is why you understand it. Why did I show that sheet where it shows all the websites, all the junk removal SEO gurus built? Because it shows how many aren't fucking ranking. So one or two things are happening. Either Duda doesn't rank, which I've ranked Duda sites. So I know they can rank, but I know what it takes to rank them. Okay, which is some really good backlinks. Or number two, the SEO guru don't know what the fuck they're doing. Now, what's funny is the audit I did, one of the clients that signed up in Reno a few days ago that I posted about, her website's on Canva. Canva, crap. It's like having, I mean, it's like the worst of the worst. Less than anyone's, and it's less than, you know, less people have their sites on Canva than Duda, right? And no SEO, nothing, no backlinks, no nothing. Guess what? Motherfucker dominates a like 10-mile radius. I said, so I made a post. I said, I think some people need to start learning, you know, how to do actual SEO from this woman that doesn't even do SEO, build our website on Canva. But that's, I mean, if I look at your site and it's on Duda and it's ranking, which I've never seen a site that I've looked at yet that's ranking on Duda, I would tell you to stay on Duda. If it's ranking on Wix, I'm going to tell you to stay on Wix. If it's ranking on Weebly, I'm going to tell you to stay on Weebly. But if I look at the motherfucker and it ain't ranking, I'm going to generally tell you, okay, here's your options. Mr. Yee, we have, and this is the same thing we did with you. I said, we have an option, okay? Duda struggles with ranking, and I can only go by data. So there's a big difference between talking out your ass and saying Duda and anyone can rank anything, and actually doing it, or actually responding to an open challenge to do it.
Yeah.
Okay? And me going, okay, if we can do it, then let's do it. Let's do an open challenge. Let's go. Whoever can rank someone in 90 days, we're going to do it for free people, free business owners. You'll learn something. I'll learn something. We all get, you know, and we make two customers happy. How's that sound? Oh, we won't do that because you won't put your fucking name on the line. I will. And then whenever I came to you, I go, for example, you know, we could keep it on Duda. It's not hard to do SEO on Duda. It's not hard to put content. It's easy. I love Duda. But, you know, and here's the other thing. Why agencies? Because I have people, why do agencies use Duda? Just for example, it's because it's literally a template that you go launch and just simply put someone's colors and logos and content on it. When we build a site, we build them by scratch. We build them with actual people. We don't build them off of templates. It's actually something unique to you. No one else has. And the average agency, so most business owners don't use Duda. It's agencies that do. And the reason for it is most agencies outsource and they don't have a fucking team of 80 something staff that can actually do SEO and web design. So if you can do SEO and if you know how to code and if you know how to do HTML, why the fuck are you using Duda? Because if you know anything about SEO, you would also know code and a pure HTML website ranks a lot better and is the best, even above WordPress. The reason I don't do it is, for example, A, I don't know how to fucking code HTML. I'm not going to do it. And then number two, if I don't know how to do it, what makes me think Mr. Yee is going to be able to log in, or the average blue collar person, and log in and be able to do edits? Nobody. They're not going to be able to do it. So WordPress, or they'll use Duda, or they'll use one of the other platforms or whatever. But I would tell you, if you're going to say, should I fly a Learjet or should I fly a puddle hopper to get from this point to this point? I mean, they'll both get there. It just depends on how you want to get there and how fast you want to get there, how long it will take you. I know, for instance, Andrew had told me before he ranked Wix. How long did it take you? 6 months? Yeah, it took him 6 months, and he's still like number 4. And I told him, said, well, so it took you 6 months, and you're not in the top 3. That should tell you something. You don't know how to do SEO. Number 1, number 2, it's on Wix, and number 3, and it took you 6 months, and it takes me less than. There are sites that I've launched that are already ranking in less than a month, like Kale's out in Cali, that dominates like 6 cities, and he's always messaging me and saying my fucking phone won't stop reading, and now I'm in this city and this city and this city. That took us less than 2 weeks.
So William, I do believe on a podcast I heard the other day. I think you were called a housewife, and do you? I'm just gonna put it out there because this is the yee, and we're not gonna sugarcoat anything. Do you have a problem with Andrew, or do you think Andrew has a problem with you?
I think he has. I'll put it this way, he talked to me before. This is when I used to play poker a lot, and he messaged me. He said, I have some clients saying that they're not ranking, and I told him, I said, send me the list of the clients, because I can show you my entire list, which I did. And I said, out of all 30 are in the top 3. So which one? Waiting, and nothing. So I never had any. Originally, he was going to have me, from what I remember, we had talked about, he's going to have me do in his mastermind an SEO course for him. And I haven't heard anything about it. I don't care either way. I have no problem with Andrew either way. I don't know of him enough either way. I was introduced to Andrew by Xavier. So I don't really. Only thing I said was immediately, I said, who's putting all these sites on Duda? And then when I asked him about it, he said, well, you can rank any. And we had a personal conversation. So anything I say publicly, I've already said to him, which is, and someone on that podcast said, William talked shit about you when it came, when he talked smack about you. No, William didn't. William said, Duda sucks. And that's what I've already told him. And he told me, he said, I will die on this hill. I will never use WordPress. He's anti-WordPress. He's not, and I don't know why. He has never told me why. I don't know. I even asked him and said, are you being paid an affiliate for Duda? And he told me no. So I will believe that he's telling the truth, even though I know what I know about affiliates until I'm found out otherwise. But as far as me having issues with them, no. My wife would tell you it seems like a bunch of men acting like a bunch of grown-ass bitches, because instead of writing me and saying, hey, what's going on, he, I guess that same day, he went to call me in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping at 3 a.m. And then I wrote him back and say, what's up, bro? No response.
Yeah.
So I don't know. As far as me, I have no problem with him. I would just say, in my personal opinion, like, you're a junk removal dude, stick to junk removal. You don't know fucking SEO. If you do, you would do it. You know, if you did, you would have not sent me a client to do it for you. Okay. When you struggle with someone when you're struggling with to get someone in the top 3, and within less than a month, I already have them in the top 3. There's a reason why I can do it, you know. And then whenever you're building out sites and stuff and all that jazz. But I remember he's like talking about housewives and stuff like that. I'm just like, dude, I'm literally, I even talked to you about it. I said, I am not responding other than what you're hearing on this podcast today, because honestly, it's not worth my fucking time. I have openly told anyone, and I'll do it again today. I don't care if it's Andrew. I don't care if it's Lewis. I don't care if it's Ronnie. I don't care if it's Junk Money. I don't care if it's Young Spider. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you want to do an open challenge and go, we're going to pick a free person, free client, and go, I'll rank you in 3 months for free, and let's do it. You stick to Duda, I'll stick to WordPress, and let's see what happens. And we'll mark it. We'll go, we'll mark it. Where are they at ranking now in this entire area? So we can see that they're legitimately not ranking. And then how fast can you do it? How fast can I do it? I will whoop your ass up and down the street every day of the week. And I just don't. And the thing is, and even if I can't, guess what? I'll learn something from you. You'll learn something from me. One of which is going to be Duda fucking sucks. But the thing is, if you look at things, Google follows paper trails, like, for instance, GMBs. If your phone number's spammy, you won't get verified. If your address that you're using is spammy, won't get verified. IP addresses won't get verified. They will actually manually penalize you if it has certain IP addresses or you do certain things on your sites. So a lot of times people say stuff that they just kind of like, there's a difference between saying something and actually doing it.
So, so on this show, we don't want to run from anything, and we want to answer questions and help people out, but also, we want to get things crystal clear, and we want to, not have people, send accusations, and say this, say that, say this, and then there's people saying there's drama, there's housewives, and you're saying all this, but you're calling him a junk dude, and then some people are saying otherwise, and then I think he's doing things with SEO, and like you said, templates and courses and everything, and I don't have nothing bad against Andrew at all. But I think that it needs to come out, because a lot of times he talks and he we all know Andrew. I've had him on my show, you know what I mean, and he's been on countless shows. He babbles. He'll go off topic. He'll go this way. He'll go that way. He'll walk off the scene and go use the bathroom and come back, and it's just so many things that he does. And but he won't get to the point. On this show, on the Yee Yee show, we're going to get to the point. And, that's just it. I think if Andrew has a problem, if Jedi Junk Group, Andrew from Autopilot, because he's not junk removal. He's not junk removal. That's just it. You know what I mean? He is a salesman for Autopilot. He's a salesman for CRM. And, it's up to you to take his class, his course, do whatever you want to do, however he funnels it into this to get you to CRM. There you go. But, I think that when he talks, he should get to the point. And if you're going to point the fingers, just say it, because, on this show, that's what we're doing right now. And I wasn't going to address this or say anything. And I didn't want to, give him fuel. I didn't want to give him anything to make, because honestly, this show is going to help him out. Is going to give him more, some content to create, but I think that if Andrew has a problem with William, come like a man and discuss it. And you
Well,
know,
that's with anybody. That's what Tom said. I mean, Lewis wrote me. So I'll tell you guys, Lewis is the only one that's ever wrote me. He wrote me and was like, "What's up?" And you know this because I sent it to you.
yes,
And I said, "Here's my response," and I was cordial and nice as could be. And in the end, though, I said, "I think we should all do an open challenge once again." And I haven't heard nothing back, but I just told him straight up, "No, this is not against you. I'm coming after all of you."
yeah,
Meaning, I've been told, I was told by Xavier, like I said, hey, people in the junk removal business, they're going and using these guys, and guess what? They're not getting the results. And if they're not getting the results and they're paying someone over 1,000 plus a month, there's a problem with that. And you can tell me, and I've had people say, well, they almost pay you $1,000 and you live in the Philippines. Yes, guess what? I get them in the top 3. I give them a social media manager. I give them 1 million words of content. I give them a free website. I mean, do I need to keep going on? The thing is, I give them a lot more value. I don't just go, oh, yeah, I'll take your money and I won't even guarantee you nothing. I don't care if you charge someone $1 million a month as long as you actually get them in the top 3.
yeah,
And if you go on a podcast, which for instance I've heard Ronnie do, and he goes, someone said on Paul's podcast, remember this, he was on there with Paul and Ronnie, and someone asked, he goes, what would happen if I'm with you for 6 months and you can't rank me? Will you give me a refund? He said, absolutely not.
yeah,
So what ROI am I having? What do I know that you're providing? Or are you just cashing checks? You're just fucking cashing checks. And that's not just them, that's in every SEO. I mean, it's like I have people like, what's her name? Jamie. She's like, why does most SEOs don't like you? I said, well, if you know anything about any industry, especially SEO, it's a bunch of dick wagging. I can do this and
yeah,
I'm better at this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not into that. Even Paul, he asked me on the show, well, Williams is a techie guy. He's not really the social guy. I said, no. You see what? You're not going to do this on me on your show. And I told him, I said straight up, I said, no, that's not the case. I'm actually a very social person. I said, but what I am not is I am not a liar, and I will not sit there and let you BS me.
yeah,
And I said, and if you BS me, I will call you out on it. And I will drop your name. But at the same token, if you're doing an amazing job and I go to audit it, like I had a guy yesterday, Hawaii. We're about to take on a junk removal guy in Hawaii. This motherfucker in the entire Hawaii junk removal, he's in like the top 5. And as a dude, honestly, I don't know if you even need me.
yeah,
I can get you in the top 3. You're already on WordPress. I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. But I sent him over to him and he wants a VA and some junk removal stuff. But it's not really, like I said, I don't know Andrew enough. I know I was introduced to him by Xavier. He wanted me to come on his show. I did it. And I said, he said, well, what could you do? And I said, we could do 1 or 2 things. We could do an affiliate where I give you basically 40%, not 50. Said, and then after that, I said, or you give your clients 50%. I said that.
yeah. Well, I
And
think
then
he claims he said that.
And then he said, well, I think I'll do it that way. And then I had ranked one of his clients. He sent me that he couldn't rank, and I did it within 6 weeks. And then after that, because he tested me, and then once he seen I know what I was talking about, within a few weeks, he said, "Hey, we're going to do a podcast." And then we were supposed to do a podcast every week. And he got busy traveling or whatever it is he's doing, and then doing his show and blog or whatever. And then it kind of just fell by the wayside. Xavier and me, like for example, Xavier and me, I talk to Xavier all the time,
Yeah,
stuff like that. And he's come out with a book in December. I will be in that book. My chapter's on SEO.
mm-hmm.
Xavier will tell you straight up if you ask him. Like Andrew says he trusts Xavier, just for example. So Andrew, you trust Xavier more than anybody in the junk removal business? Ask Xavier who he trusts more than anybody that he knows. You know who he says? Me.
So that's what
I'm not a no BS. I'm not like you. I'm a no BS guy. If I
yeah,
like you, I'm gonna tell you. If I hate you, I also tell you.
yeah.
There's no
So
one I really hate. I've literally went up to people that I don't like shake their hand, hug them, and everything. You know, because
That's and that's what we're doing on this show. There's no BS. There's just, if someone's gonna speak on the situation, then we're gonna address it. And
yep.
you know what I mean? That's just it. And we would love to have Andrew on. If Andrew wanted to come on the show,
Yeah, I mean, that's my
Andrew,
thing is like,
you are welcome to come on the show. Let's go.
if you wanted to have a talk about it and you wanted to call me, Andrew, at 3 a.m. in the morning and then hang up, and because I was asleep, right? You could have called me, notified me ahead of time you're gonna have that show, and I would have been on it, and I would have loved to have people talk. The one guy that said, "Oh, William was talking smack about you," I would have confronted him right there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let that shit fly. Like with me, you'll hear me say it all the time. It said when I talk about something, I'll bring the receipts.
Yeah.
You know, when I say I'll bring the receipts, I could tell you Lewis, when he first started with me, he was in GMB Pros. He stopped his construction thing in 2019. He started his agency shortly thereafter. By 2021, 2022 is when I moved to the Philippines, right around the same time. I started up GMB Pros, started doing that. He started outsourcing to me. He admits he's outsourced to me. He admits he's supported rank forgers before. Then he brought in his own team. Then he started doing his own team. He's still to this day inside GMB Pros, which is my course.
Yeah. I think
So
that,
I mean, but I bring the receipts. So if you're gonna say something, bring the receipts. Actually, bring them. But I'm not gonna let you slide with the crap.
Well, I think when you're on top of the game, and you're getting a lot of focus, as we are. We're
Yeah.
putting out a lot of content. We're signing people daily. So when people start to see their pockets dwindle, when people start to see their profits kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
They didn't give a shit till that happened.
They didn't give a shit till that happens. But when two other SEO guys, split the scene, don't talk to nobody, don't do anything, nobody's saying nothing about them anymore. Nothing. But when these two,
Real scammer.
But when we are active and live, people are quick to point the finger and do all this. But let's not forget about Matt Fitch. Let's not forget about Ian. You know what I mean? These are guys who took people's money and left. Known thieves, known people who had just vanished. But we are getting called. But there's not one video out there. There's not one person out there saying that, William's doing him wrong. Mr. Yee
I've had people say, so I have a friend by the name of, and he's done my sales. His name is Alfredo Delgado. And he's had people, I call him the sauce. But he's had people come and says, well, William is a scammer, or William did this to me. He said, okay, what did he do?
Yeah.
Nothing. I heard, this is what you hear. This is why it sounds like they're the Real Housewives. It's like, I heard such and such. Well, number one, this is not kindergarten. We don't talk about hearsay, cliché that ain't even admissible in the court of law. If you actually have some proof, then bring it to me and I will deal with it. But I'm not the type of guy that goes, and if you will, someone's gonna say he say, she say, like the guy, what's his name, Jamie, she goes, she spread the one thing with James Jernigan, which is a guy that says I stole his course. And if you actually asked me, I would have told you, okay, Jamie, here's the deal. We'll deal with this too. So James Jernigan had originally came into my course in GME Pros 2 or 3 times back before I was on YouTube. He encouraged me to get on YouTube. I got on YouTube. What people don't know is his mentor is one of my mentors named Chase Rayner. Okay, that's number one. Number two, he encourages both to do all that. We did all that. We blew up. He came out with something about micro workers or CTR manipulation. Then right around the same time, I came out with a course on CTR manipulation. Inside that course, I had people, not him, but I had people like Mike Merlino, Brett Bowser, Michael Bowles, people that were using CTR a lot more than me, okay, come in and talk about their tools and teach people how to use them and create a course based off of it, which had nothing to do with him. Inside that video, if you actually listen to it, he says, I outranked William for his brand, like Rank Fortress Reviews, to steal Williams' traffic. So the reality is the reason why he did it was because he wanted me to acknowledge he's the reason why I put him on YouTube. He's the reason I got on YouTube. He's the reason I'm successful and all that. And I'll tell you, there's only one reason I'm successful. There's only one reason I am where I'm at today, and that's by God Almighty. It's not by some human being or anything else. So, but you will never have him go. I mean, it'd be different if he had the video James did and said, let me show you where William stole my shit. Let me show you he's teaching my shit. And that's just not the case. It's like, why do people not like me in SEO communities? I'm in SEO groups. I just don't go in there and engage because I don't like BS where someone comes in and says, I rank for bunions on my feet on Duda, therefore it's amazing SEO. Okay. And then I have to put up with it or shut my mouth. But people come in and drop that. It's different than going, well, if someone said Mr. Yee scammed me, I would say, okay, show me the proof. That's the way I am.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to go, Allah, oh my God, Mr. Yee stole someone. Well, let me do a little video and tell everybody that he's doing it. I'm not going to do that shit. That's stupid. It's not child's play. If you think I did something wrong, let's go to court. But the reason why you won't is you don't have nothing, bro.
Yeah.
I've been accused of everything. I used to jokingly say, if someone woke up and their glasses were missing, they would blame William because that's how bad it got in SEO. It was like anything bad happened. It must be William. It must be William. It must be William. And it's like, dude, you understand I have 2 agencies. I have, something like 80 staff. I have, on Friday and how often and how much work I had. And at that time, I had about 20 different, if you will, construction workers working on multiple houses. And I ain't got time to even think about you. I barely have time for my wife. What makes you think I want to think about you? You're not that big in my world, So, I mean, a lot of people think they, and this is just in general that like this person is attacking me. I don't give you that kind of effort. The only reason like Yee and me are even addressing it is y'all the ones that want to bring the shit up. Y'all the ones that want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about Duda? We could talk about Duda. You want to talk about, your business that you sold? We could talk about that too. We could talk about anything.
We can, if we wanted to, we can pull, Jedi junk removal up, you know what I mean, and audit the website. You know what I mean? And but
there's actually a client right now that I got picked up over in his area, and Jedi's over there. I said, unfortunately, but Jedi, he ain't gonna be ranking in that area no more. But he sold Jedi, so.
But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that because it's just, we just want to get to the point, and I mean, I think we spent too much time on it. But the only thing I wanted to address was, if you have a problem, address it. If you want to say somebody's name, say it. Don't hide or do this other shit that, what I mean, you're babbling. You know what I mean? And then when you say there's drama, there's no drama because I don't have a single problem with any junk removal business that I know. I don't, there's
like,
no,
just for example, they think that I'll put it this way. They think, for example, and this may open up can of worms. I'll put it for me. He think there's a problem between me and Paul, and I said, or that me and I caused a problem between you and Paul. And I'd tell him, say, no. I just say, for example, there's some people, they're not good when they're in marriage together, but they're fine when they're friends, or they're fine doing their own thing. Like, I know my personality, I know his personality. I know we're not just going to get along. I'm not a back seat person. I'm a front seat driver. I'm not that type of person. So I know it's better that I don't do certain things.
Yeah.
So I never had a quote unquote problem with them or nothing like that. Like, I'm like, where are y'all getting this stupid shit from?
It's people, it's people trying to build content and trying to build clickbait, where I don't have a problem with Paul. I reached out to Paul, yesterday, just on a basic human level, not even business, just how you doing, how's everything going, how you doing, and you know what I mean.
Say,
just
I
on
have a problem with Paul. I still do Paul's SEO, you dumb shit.
you see what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of people are assuming because they listen to certain individuals where
Yeah.
I can't listen to something. A lot of YouTubers, I'm not their audience anymore because I can't listen to them because I think it's cookie cutter. I just
Yep.
can't learn from it anymore. I don't need it.
I mean, it's like what I said the other day, and whoops, since we were talking about it, I'm gonna mention all of it. So, for instance, the other day I said something. I said, if you did something big for an industry, like, if you will, Junk King or 1-800 Got Junk, um, people don't care about that. What are you doing now? And Hess thinks I'm talking about him. If you think I'm talking about you, why is it that you got a conscience that's telling you I'm talking about you? Why don't you write me and ask me?
Yeah.
You haven't wrote me and asked me, okay? And I would have told you, said the only thing I'm saying is I have a mentor right now, right? Named MJ Lopez. This is what a mentorship book looks like. It gives you patterns, breakthroughs, all types of stuff that you go through and that sort of thing. And the other thing is that I'd say besides that, he has multiple businesses, right? Verifiable. What are you actually doing right now? And my only point was nothing about him, but is if you're mentoring someone, if you're in someone's mentorship, what are they currently doing? I don't want to care about what you did in the past or business that you sold for $1 million in the past. What are you doing today? And it's not me saying you're not doing anything today because I don't know you. I
Yeah.
don't fucking know none of you. Only thing I'm saying is if you're going to choose a mentor or someone, because I could say it a lot about SEOs, same thing. You're going to talk about, you're teaching someone how to run an agency. Have you ever run a fucking seven-figure agency? No, then shut up.
Yeah.
Have I ever run a junk removal business? No. So guess what? I'm not going to tell someone how to run a junk removal business. I will send them Mr. Yee or someone else.
Yeah.
Okay. I will tell you how to get leads on Google. I will tell you how to build a brand. I will tell you how to do Google ads. I can tell you about VAs, but I can't tell you how to build a junk removal business. Okay.
There's so many there's so many points we can point out from so many people who do YouTube because you spill the beans and put your life out there. And
Yeah.
when you have to, I heard this quote. I heard this quote the other day on another podcast, and this quote is from Ronald Reagan, or at one of our ex-presidents, and he didn't take no shit. If you
Yep.
guys know Ronald Reagan, he didn't take no shit during that whole conflict. But you know what I mean? He said, Ronald Reagan's quote is, if you have to explain yourself, you already lost.
Yep.
And that's just it. You should never have to explain to yourself, especially about the past.
Yep.
That's just it. You've already lost. And I'm not taking jabs at anybody by saying that, but I'm just saying that there's just so much that you put out there, and sometimes you don't realize that you stumble harder with your mouth than with your feet, and that's just it. And we don't have a problem with anybody. I don't have a problem with Kevin Hess. I actually
None.
respect the guy. The guy can come on the show. What I mean? He may have taken it that way, but what I mean? He was a big part of the Forget About It show. He was a big part of the Paulie's Forget About It show. But this is the Yee Yee show.
Yeah.
This is the Yee Yee show where we bring you guys that content, that raw content, that get your hands dirty in junk removal content. And that's just it.
I'm pretty sure you're the type of guy too, just like me. Is like if you have a problem with someone, you're probably going to tell them, "Hey, I have a fucking problem with you, and I'm going to call you, or I'm going to
Yeah.
write you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to block you from a group. I'm not going to go on a show and talk about you. I'm going to literally say, this person is a scammer, and let me show you the proof that he's a scammer, so you can avoid it. I'm not going to be, dropping hints that I'm talking about someone or something like that. It's just stupid.
Yeah, and it is what it is, and hopefully with this content we just talked about, what I mean. I hope it diffuses here, and it doesn't go any further, or people don't want to make a reaction to this or that, because if someone has a problem with somebody, come to us like a human being. like a man, or if I was a
Yep.
woman, or if I was a female, come to me as like a female. But if I'm a man, you know what I mean? Come to us like a man, and let's discuss it, because there's no
Yeah, I mean,
drama.
I think everybody should be really. It's like if you're actually doing YouTube videos and your heart is really for people, then get to helping people. As long as you're helping people, that's all that freaking matters. As long as you're not scamming
Because
people, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
So the
this
reason why you do this show is you want to help people be seen everywhere.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's not a matter of I want to do the show just to make some money, or whatever. It's like I don't, I think people whenever they think, well, William came into the junk removal space because he needed some money. William's got an email list of almost 300,000. William don't have to. William doesn't even have to have his agency. So we're here, Mr. Yee and me, to help people do audits and help you with your business, get more leads, whatever that means for you, whether it's Google ads, Facebook ads, Yelp, I don't care. There are things he knows that I don't know. If anybody asks me anything about junk removal, I'm going to tell them, say, I know SEO. If you want to know how to start it, about dump trucks and all that shit, I'm not going to pretend like I know. Go ask Mr. Yee, Paul, or somebody else. I don't know about all that crap.
And there's one thing I don't do is listen to someone who doesn't do what I do.
Yeah.
That's just it. I don't listen to someone who doesn't do what I do. I can't take notes from that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter to me how many videos you have, or this or that or this or that. It's not relevant to me. But that's just me. That's just the yee yee. That's why I'm not a lot of people's audience anymore, because I've learned what I had to learn and I moved on. And that's just it.
It's the same reason why I was at it's called Power Talks, was my mentor MJ Lopez, and someone stood up and they asked a question and they said, for example, what book would you recommend? And I used to be a really huge reader. Like if you look at my house, I got 1,000+ books. I actually read all the time. And I'd tell you, this goes in line with what Mr. Yee's talking about is, once you have a mentor, I don't really read too much anymore. Like I've stopped really reading, mainly because I have a mentor, someone I can look up to, someone I can go, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think about it? Because they've been through it. They're where I want to be, and they can advise me and help me avoid all the stupidity. Okay. So when I'm looking for a mentor or be a part of a mentorship program or coaching program, I actually want to see your history. I want to see what you've done, how much crap you've been through. Have you been through any crap? And stuff like that. So I can see if you're actually legit and shit like that. I understand when, I tell people all the time, the number one reason why people don't go on YouTube, number one reason is for the drama. Because what happens is when you start putting out content and you start doing audits, and like with me with audits and talking about SEO and everything, it's kind of like when you go through a divorce, people say, oh, I saw it coming all along. Everybody becomes experts because now you have a target on your back because you're putting yourself out in the public eye, and no one likes that. And people don't like that because they're, if you will, narcissistic, because they want the attention that you're now getting and they don't like it. But the thing is, as you get through certain stages, like Mr. Yee did, there's certain times where it's like, I'm just not going to listen to these people no more. I'm not going to be watching this YouTube no more. I know too much. I've been through, and I found this person, like with me, as my mentor. It's like, I don't sit there and listen to everybody. I literally post stuff. And if my mentor says, well, that's good, but this is the way I would say it. So for for instance, it's like I said something one time, said the market determines your value. And he said, no. The market don't determine your value, William. You determine your value, and then how much do you go out into the market and give them value determines your value. But if you don't value yourself, you're not going to go give value, and then you're not going to be valuable to the market. So, but once you have someone in junk removal, let's say if you want to learn more about junk removal, go to someone like Mr. Yee. And then there are going to be certain people that you personally are going to rub the wrong way. Like, it's just not going to work. And this is one of the reasons why, for me, instance, one of the conversation I had with Paul, I said, it's okay, Paul. I just don't want to do the podcast because I just know my personality. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
not
it's not
gonna.
a matter, it's nothing personal. It's nothing even about business. It's just personally, I know how I am. I even with my own wife, I know how I am. I told her, I said, I'm a hard husband to be around. I know that,
Yeah,
So I'm pretty straight shooter. Mr. Yee's pretty straight shooter. If you have a question about SEO, ask me. If you have a question about junk removal, ask him. There are
yeah.
things I learned from him, like about Yelp. I didn't even start looking really at Yelp until the other day. Now, if you notice, anytime I go on an SEO audit, I change my IP. I find out where they're at. Let's go through the whole thing. Oh, we see Yelp on here in the top 10. You need to get on fucking Yelp. And I say that all the time now. You learn things from different people, but as you progress, you're going to stop listening to certain people because they just don't reach you anymore. They don't do nothing for you anymore. You're at a different level. Okay.
I feel that if the respect isn't there, if the respect isn't given the same way, then there's no reason to what I mean, affiliate yourself anymore. And that's why being a business owner, what I mean, you really have to look at all these obstacles, all these things that come to your business. You have to look at all these type of situations, and your circle might get small, but I'm not going to go out there and post it on Facebook or social media and say this or that or this or that, because that's just not what I do. You know what I mean? I rather just
Your circle should be small. I mean, even
yeah,
if you're a Christian, look at it. Jesus, he had all these people that said they loved and adored him, and then they crucified his ass. And you had a few people that were in his inner circle, and then they betrayed him.
yeah,
Okay. I mean, come on now. Judas went up to him and kissed him.
yeah.
And they imagine being a mentor. I tell people to imagine being a mentor like Jesus was, and he mentored Judas. And he's not only did he know Judas was going to come and do that, then he tells Judas, he says, Judas, come and do what you must. Not only do I know you're going to scam me, not only do I know you're going to do this to me, not only do I know you're going to hurt me, I'm going to help you do it.
Just same way he told Peter.
That's a whole nother level.
This is what I mean, and 33 short years, but
Yeah.
a lot of people speak the language, but don't
Walk
walk
and
it.
talk the talk.
And but enough with all that, enough with the drama. What I mean? Because it's no drama. We don't have drama with anybody. All we were trying to do is, if someone is making accusations or saying something, just be upfront. There you go. Say it, and you might get it. It might go viral for you. There you go. That's what you. There you go. But let's get down to SEO talk now, William. How's it going? How's the business? How is it going? Because I know that you put out there on Facebook about free audits, and I'm seeing people comment by the dozen, like, yo, hook me up, they'll put me on the list.
Yeah, so what I've started doing, because the grandbabies are gone now, and my son is actually on the way. So he got his first 2 sales and SEO, 2 new SEO clients I've signed up for in the past 24 hours, 2 of which were his. So I'm happy for him. He's coming here, so now I can mentor him and show him how it's supposed to be. I told him, message him, I basically told him, I said, see what happens when you learn to listen. As soon as he came over here and decided to listen to me and my mentor, you got 2 sales closed instead of trying to do it in your own damn way. And then after that, so I started doing the courses because I want to teach him what I do. I want a legacy. I don't give a shit about quote unquote SEOs. I want to leave a legacy. And then besides that, then we go.
It's like a trust. It's like a trust fund.
Yeah.
It's like a trust fund.
And then after bingo, and then after that, so I've started doing my course, going live, doing my looms, 5 days a week most of the time. And then after that, I've started the course up. So the first part of the course, which is in Rank Fortress Academy, and if you don't know how to get to Rank Fortress Academy, go to rankfortress.com. Top right hand side says join Rank Fortress Academy. It's free. It's nothing paid. There's no paid course, no paid mentorship or shit like that. I do mentorship, but that's a different thing. But the first 4 lessons are basically pretty much what's local SEO, why is it important. But next week we're actually starting. Let me show you how to actually create your GMB, how to actually verify it, what categories to choose, how to optimize it, how to do the post, how to do the on-page SEO, how to actually do SEO. And I tell people, it's like, because people say, well, why are you going to teach people SEO? Won't that mean you're going to make less money? And I tell them, yeah, possibly. And guess what? That's fine by me, because I am here to help people. And a lot of times people think I could give you the whole roadmap on how to rank, and generally what's going to happen, you're going to say, that's a lot of work. Can I just hire you to do it?
That's
And
what I
I
did.
would do that.
That's what I did.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's generally what will happen. But I want also, the biggest reason why I'm doing the course, honestly, is because, for instance, most people in junk removal space don't know nothing about SEO. And how do they know if someone's actually doing good SEO and what to look for? So when I'm showing you, is so when you hire someone to do SEO and you go, well, hold up a minute, I ain't even got schema on my page. And you've been doing SEO for 3 months and I ain't even got a sitemap, that might be a problem.
Yeah.
You know, how did you submit a sitemap to Google if you don't got a sitemap? You know,
And
stuff like that. That's just to educate business owners, really. So that I've started doing that every day as well.
and William, you know, I see you, your authority is everywhere. I see your authority almost everywhere. So why don't we see other SEO guys doing this?
There's only
Putting their authority everywhere to this is marketing for you. So why aren't they doing this?
there's one other guy that I've told you guys to go follow if you want to follow him. There's only one. It's Chris Palmer. He's someone I learned a lot from, and he's really good. When I say really good, I mean he's 100%. Me and him talked last week. But the thing is, and he speaks at my conferences and stuff like that. Um, he goes live for like not just an hour. An hour is like a warm up for him.
Yeah.
He'll go live for like 3, 4, 5 hours, and he's literally digging into all the technical stuff. Like I don't dig into the technical stuff. I'm just like, people want leads, rankings, and this. So that's, I'll show you how to do it. But he's like, how do you do this and this, and goes into all the technical aspect. He's a really techie guy. Outside of that, not too many people will do it. They go to slideshows and go to teaching people how to do it on slideshows. One other person I've seen do lives is Chris Walker. He owns Legit, but not too many. I mean, I hear people doing courses and I hear people doing masterminds and they want to supposedly teach SEO, but reality is in most of those masterminds I've been in, they're teaching the same thing that I teach, but I teach it for free and they're charging $1,000 for it.
I think one thing they're doing is they're copying the recipe. That you know, they see us going live so much and they say it's working for them. Why not do it for us? So now you're starting to see a lot more people go live and putting a lot more videos when before they weren't.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely worked. I mean, me and Chris Palmer, he asked me one time, he says, is those audits actually your audit? And I said, no, actually they're not. That's the top of my funnel. If you don't know marketing, top of the funnel is here's my offer. I'm trying to get a bunch of people in. And then once they're in, I filter them. Like maybe you're ready to buy, maybe you're not. Maybe you're ready for Rank Fortress Academy instead of buying. Maybe I just need to educate you and you need to come watch Mr. Yee and me talk about what SEO is. Maybe you have a question and you ain't got the money to spend, because I used to charge $900 something just for an hour of my time. I could still do it to this day and I don't. Okay. And the thing is, you come in different levels and then I filter you in and then you do that audit. And I have people that say those audits don't work. Oh, really? I get people that book calls with me all the time and I sign up clients that way all the fucking time. So they work. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So me, I'm going and doing the audits just to kind of say, this is what you're looking for. This is why you're not ranking. Let me give you a little bit of education. For instance, someone said, you know, SEO is very simple and says it's just HTML and meta tags and all that. No, it's not. You don't know shit about local SEO if that's what you think. Because I could tell you, for example, ranking in the maps has zero to do with meta tags and metadata and all that. It has to do with behavioral signals. Behavioral signals being Are you clicking when you go to the GMB? How many people are clicking on your GMB? How many people are searching for that term? How many people are clicking on the website link, the call link, the drive link, the save link, or writing a review, or your post, and how many people are sharing it? That's what you get rankings from, not your website. I can rank a GMB without a website. So how does local SEO have anything to do with HTML if you can rank a GMB without a website?
When somebody comes at me and says, how does it working with Meta and hashtags, I know that they've talked to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I know that they asked ChatGPT what's missing on my website, or what's this or what's that, and ChatGPT has told them that you're missing Meta. So that's how a lot of people know about, or think they know about this, because ChatGPT is giving you some answers, but ChatGPT can't mimic a human,
Mm.
and that's just it. And uh, we try to give you guys this content to help you guys out, and everything is marketing. I market. Everything is marketing these days. So if someone says I'm not trying to sell you nothing, I'm not marketing, they're lying right to your effing face. Because
Yep.
because I go to certain events and there's marketing everywhere. I
It's
go
like
to
saying you're not in sales.
yeah.
If you're not in sales, dude, I don't know how you got married, Mr. Yee Yee, because every motherfucker's a salesman.
You know, I go to certain events, and you know what I mean? When I go to these state fairs, it's one big marketing scheme to get.
Yep.
I go to the expo center and see everybody's booth, and and guess what they're doing? They're doing demonstrations. They're doing things for free. They're giving you this because they're funneling you to make the
Yep.
buy. And that's the
Correct.
bottom line, is that, it's all about sales. It's all about marketing. There's nothing personal. It's just business. And in October, you guys are going to find out that, you know what I mean? You guys are going to see how much it can help you, but you're going to actually probably open your eyes to it. And that's just what it is. It's this, there's no bottom line. Every time you go on Instagram, Facebook, do you want to boost? Do you want to do this? They're
Yep.
marketing to you, but do you say anything to them? Do you say no? You don't do anything. Okay, I'll pay for that $5 boost. I'll pay, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. But you know what I mean? It's just, at the end of the day, it's nothing personal. That's just what it is. And William gives you so much, so much. He works with everybody. And
Yep.
right now, SEO is really, really a big topic, because a lot of people are more into it now because they care about their website. They care about their GMB. They want to be seen. They want to be top of their list. They want to get that call. They want to be getting calls all day. And
Yep.
this is when you're ready to scale your business, this is the level you need to be at. Because guess what? The Junk Kings, the 1-800 Junks, the college studs, whatever, they're all there. They're all there already. The McDonald's is, the Burger Kings, they're already there. Then they spend millions.
And
Millions. If you
I've
don't,
seen people come in the junk removal groups and go, should I be doing SEO? Like there was, there's people that go, well, I don't think you need to be doing SEO. And then I look at them and they got a brand in, in California or whatever, and they're telling everybody else, no, you shouldn't be doing SEO. You can do the SEO yourself and all this jazz. And I would tell you, you probably shouldn't listen to someone if they seem successful and they're telling you you don't need to do SEO, but yet you go and Google them and you see that they've been doing SEO because they're on page one. I would probably tell you they probably don't want any competition in their area. So that's probably why they're telling you not to go do SEO, because they don't want you in, stealing, if you will, their thunder or coming in their city. Because I talked to a lot of people. It's like another one that was brought up on that podcast that I didn't address was, I only take one person per city. I do not take multiple people. I'm not. I don't need anyone's fucking money. Okay, I've refunded over $20,000 to someone before that came into my mastermind. Okay, I don't need it. If you come into a city, why should it? As an SEO, there are lots of SEOs that will do it. I even made a post about it, and then SEO said, well, I have no problem ranking someone in this area and this person next to them over in this area. Well, I do, because I literally tell you, is like, if you get too close, I can rank you up until this point. But if you want to go past this point, William's going to say no. Because if I do, whenever I'm ranking somebody, generally speaking, I'm ranking in 4, 5, and 6 different cities at least. I'm not going just Anaheim. I'm usually Anaheim here, in about anywhere from a 10 to 20 mile radius. The lady in Nevada, the Reno, that one's going to be probably about a 20 to 30 mile radius.
Yeah, whereas Reno is big, so you better. Nevada is very big, so you got to travel a little bit. Damn near got to go to Rockland. If you're in Reno, you're going to go to Rockland. If you're in Reno, you're
she's
going to
already in a 10-mile radius. So 10-mile radius, and then next is 20, and the next is going to be double it. So,
and that's the thing, is that's why I like you so much, William, and I believe in your situation, is that you talk facts and SEO talk. And if someone wants to go to the next level with the website, with the VAs, you have the total package for them. And you're not leading them this way, leading them that way, or say this or say that, or I did this, I did that before, or this or that. It's just hey, if you're ready to scale your business, you know what I mean, and you're ready for that, or if you have some capital.
The guy in Hawaii yesterday, I literally told him, I said, no, this is going to sound crazy because this is a sales call, but I don't think you even need me, bro.
Yeah.
And this guy's got 16 trucks. So you're talking about a huge chain that I could make a lot of money from. And I literally said, nah, $800 and something. Gave him the special, all that jazz, same thing as everybody else. And I said, but you're in the top 5. It'll take me maybe 30 days or less. I'll have you in the top 3 on the entire fucking island of Hawaii. So, but the thing is, I will tell you, it depends on how far you want to go out. If you actually only wanted to cover Honolulu and stuff, I said, you're already in top 3. Don't need me, brother. But if you want to cover the entire island, then give me 30 days and it'll be done. So,
man,
but the thing is, I'm the type of person like Yelp. You meant Yelp ads, Google ads. You don't just need SEO. Sometimes it's other stuff.
There's so many people who shit on so many different other platforms and say that doesn't work, this doesn't work. No, it just didn't work for them. That's just it. And there's so many other people like me. There's so many things working for me.
I signed up personality wise, going back to personalities and conflicts and stuff. It's like Mrs. Peach, who bought I call her Miss Peach, but whatever.
Peachy.
Peachy in Georgia. She's had people reach out to her and say, you better be careful for William, and William's this and William's that. She said, because me and William didn't get along. And she said, and she told me straight up, she said, maybe you and William didn't get along because there's something inside you that don't like what's in William. But me and William get along.
Misery
that sort of thing. So sometimes,
misery loves company. And I would never call someone or do this and say, hey, don't mess with that guy or don't do this. It's just why waste your valuable time in life?
Stupid.
We're only here at limited time.
Do you like Andrew? Then go work with him. If you like Paul, work with him. If you like Mr. Yee, work with him. You like Matt and Jed, go work with them. I don't care. It's on you. But my thing is, it's like, who do you feel that you can connect to? Like when I met my mentor, I had been through a lot of crap. So I was at the point that I literally was saying, I don't ever want to hear from another Filipino ever. And then my wife said, hey, go check this guy out. And I'm not going to watch this video. She sent me on the phone. She pulls it up on the damn TV, kind of forces me to watch it. And I'm sitting listening to this guy. I said, this guy sounds a lot like Tony Robbins. And as I listened to him, I was like, I really like him. There's something in his eyes. And I could tell he had been through a lot of crap. Then once I got to know him, I said, oh, shit, I think I lost money. This motherfucker lost like 25 million by the time he was 26. Yeah. And he's got the receipts. So, and things like that. So I connected with him, and he's the one that actually has helped me 1,000-fold in so many ways. And while we're even in my business, I'm changing the way I do stuff, and the crap I went through. and stuff.
We're
So
we're changing the game because this is why we do this show, to help everybody out there, to make it affordable for you. And you know,
yeah,
this just it's just, you know, there's so many guys out there who have been getting away with this for years. We have proof. For years they've been getting away from this. And then when you confront them, they give you a happy face smile and do this and do this and avoid it. And it's just
or
like, you know,
send you a box of brownies.
there's no more of that when you've been sending their family and them to Disneyland every year, and
Yep.
it's been all on you. So that's what
That's why at the very bottom of my letter to Lewis, I said, let's do a challenge. 3 months or less. You rank someone on your platform. I do it on mine,
I
and
was
let's do it. And
I
we'll
was
help each other.
I was live earlier with JT Solutions on
Yeah.
Instagram. I was live on their show earlier, and you
Yep.
know, it's just you know, they said someone's always talking about them. Someone is just always constantly doing videos about them, saying stuff about them. And I said, guess what? You should challenge that person.
Yep.
And you know what? You're both in junk removal. You're both in junk removal. This person says he does this, he makes much of this and this and this and that. And then they say they do this. How about you guys do a challenge just to shut somebody up? You guys make a challenge to each other in 1 month. See how many jobs you've done compared to how many jobs they've done. And if you want to go another step further, how much money have you made that month? How much money has this person made that much?
Let me see the net income.
Yeah, then you can then you can say, hey, I think now you can shut up. You know what I mean? I think what we're doing is working. Instead of bashing me and my wife and doing all this hateful stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of different. It's like, why should I listen to someone that goes on their channel and talks about William? And then William goes on and Mr. Yee go on the channel and be like, listen, if you can do it because you're so confident, I'm going to assume you can rank a do site. Let's do an open challenge where we actually do it live so people can see it. You know, but that's a lot of people that you asked me earlier. Why don't people do stuff live? Because they don't want to be embarrassed. Like, why do most people? I literally, when I'm on a sales call, I do not run the audits. I do not run any reports. I don't run anything prior to the audit. I don't even look at the audit. I don't even look at your shit until I'm on the phone with you. Why? Because I want you to see how my brain thinks, how I think through the process, everything that I want to show you to do. Why? I want to show you what a legit SEO does versus someone who's faking it from a script. You know, so there's a big difference.
Absolutely. And there's going to be haters in every business and everything. And, you know, there's so many things people can do and say, hey, we're looking for somebody who doesn't like this service. Reach out to us so we can address it. And, you know, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this. And there's plenty of people out there, but we're not going to do it. It's not worth it.
There's so many people. There's so many people. It's like, why should you constantly? I mean, my mentor told me this. So kind of like when I was dealing with haters, like, how do you deal with haters? And he said, I don't.
Yeah.
Parasites eventually leave. Don't mess with them. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your energy. I don't, you know, he'll once in a while, he'll be like, you know, even the parasites, he'll mention the parasites or whatever, but that's about it. He talks about it's like, and he told me, for example, he said, you're in the game. Like when you're doing YouTube and we're actually, me and Mr. Yee up here doing audits, we're answering SEO questions. We're trying to help you. We're in the fucking game. And these people that on the sideline that are usually, there's two types of people. There are people in the game, and then there are the other two people, the site that are on the sideline, neither of which you should give a shit about. One of which are your cheerleaders. You should not care about that ass. You know, maybe you sign the autograph as you go by and they're happy to see you, that sort of thing. But the other one ain't even in the game, and they're the haters, the people that literally come to the game, just go, boo, I hate you, you suck. Yeah. I hate San Francisco 49ers, you fucking suck, or whatever, right? And then they only come to the game. Their whole purpose for the game is to heckle.
Yeah.
And you expect them to stop heckling when that's their actual purpose. You know, don't give a shit about that. Just realize you're in the game and focus on your goal, which is the basket, if you will, the basketball net.
You're absolutely
stop worrying about the haters and stop worrying about the cheerleaders. You
You're
know, the people
absolutely
that
you're
are
spitting
there
facts.
for you.
You're absolutely right, because when I first started this, and I'll be real, when I first started this YouTube journey, I didn't get a lot of likes. I didn't get a lot of views, but I had a lot of comments and people telling me what I was doing wrong, or you know what I mean, what they didn't like about my business, or or what they didn't like about my voice, how I talk. And but I said, you know what? I'm gonna shut them up. I'm gonna keep on doing more content, more content, more content. And I don't get the views. I don't get the views. I don't get the virals. I don't get this, but you know what? I have a lot of people who do reach out to me and say, thank you. Thank you for your content, bro. Thank you for putting that out there. Thank you for being so real. And it took me a long time to get that, because people would comment on my videos and my wife would be like, you know what, babe? Don't even worry about that. Don't comment back to that. Don't feed into that.
Well,
And I,
reality is you
you
don't
know,
really want to go viral, which most people don't understand. It's like, I want to go viral. Being viral just simply means you get a bunch of views, and that's just a vanity metric.
yeah.
Bunch of likes and a bunch of views is vanity metric, meaning you may get 100,000 views, but how many of those are actually your ideal client or your ideal customer, or someone that you could actually work with, or you will get along with? And a lot of times it's not. So you don't really want to go viral. You want to go, specifically have people that will like you, specifically people that will reach out to you. So
That's
that sort of
basically
thing. But
that's basically it. With that said, William, you got anything else to say? It was a good show. We
yeah,
addressed it, and you know what I mean. My wife didn't want me to address it. She was like, you know what, babe, don't do it. Don't you? You're
she
giving,
sounds a lot like my wife. She's like,
yeah,
because I asked you, I said, should I do? I'm about to ready to do a fucking reaction video to this shit
yeah,
because I don't.
yeah.
I'm a bull. You ever seen a dog
The
or a
todo,
bulldog chasing a
you're
fucking
todo.
car? That's the way I am. I'm like, go
Yeah,
after their ass,
you're
and then
todo. You're the bull. You're gonna get the
they're
horn.
like, nah. My wife said it's not worth it. But the thing is, if you also, it's like, look at your life, look at the results you're having. If you
Yeah,
actually concentrate on your life and how blessed you are, you go, I would probably be jealous too.
yeah.
I'm a sexy motherfucker. I would
Yeah.
want to do it too. So, but the
Just
thing is that just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep helping
yeah.
people,
That's
answering
it.
people's questions when it comes to junk removal.
We're here to
Us being
serve.
on audits.
We're
That's
here
all
to
I plan
serve.
on doing.
We're here to serve and help people out, and that's just the path we take. And we're going to get critics, and we're going to get people who throw rocks at us, stones at us. It's
Yep.
part of it. And you know what I mean? You ain't going to break us, you ain't going to make us, but we're still going to put content out and still do what we do. And these other people are going to see decimal points dwindle, and
Yep.
that's just it.
And I
And
even told you what, a couple of days ago, last week, when all that crap happened, or whenever it was this week. I told you, I said last year or this year there was only two. There was only two Junk Expo conferences: an Expo conference and a JRA conference. Next year there's going to be more than that. So, and it's not just going to be certain folks on this show. It's probably going to be other people, because junk removal is going to be going up and up and up, and it's changing big time. It's not just everybody's jumping in. Everybody's got a truck is jumping in because they think it's quick money, and all the prices go down in areas, and y'all gonna have to change how you market. You're gonna have to change, why should they use you instead of this cheap ass dude over here that does it for $100 or whatever. So you got to learn marketing and actually learn how to do certain things that
hell,
you just have to
and
change. So
you got to learn how to have alligator skin in this. You got to learn how to accept no. You got to learn how to accept people telling you, no, my budget's only $200.
yeah,
No,
that was probably one of the biggest lessons I ever had to go through, is just learning, because a lot of people think, for instance, oh, William, he's so direct to the point. He must be a real asshole. And I'm just like, then you get to know me, and I'm just a big ass cuddly teddy bear. I have
yeah.
claws, but for the most part, I'm a pretty nice guy once most people get to meet me and shit. But
I'm a lamb. I'm a lamb. I'm a sheep. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And he's my good shepherd. And you know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm a sheep, and that's just it. You know what I mean? And with that said, William, how could they find you, William, if people want to, you know what I mean, reach out
yeah,
to you and they want to learn more about SEO and website and VAs and everything
yeah.
you're doing? How could they reach out to you?
And just follow me on Facebook or go to rankfortress.com, top right hand side, join the Rank Fortress Academy. I go live at anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week. Generally, I try to go at least live five. I'm going live 5 days a week right now. So, but yeah, so just follow me that way. Rankfortress.com, check it out there. If you want a free SEO audit, just click speak to William and I'll give you a free SEO audit. I don't charge nothing for them. I'm up most nights. I was up last night, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, went to bed for the show. So, but I appreciate you guys. We're just here to help you. Remember, it's like if you, whatever question you have, I don't even care. I've had people, how do I move to the Philippines? And I will help you and I'll answer you that and I'll give you advice and tell you how I did it. And, but don't do it broke like I did. And then, you know, other thing, how do I start an agency? And, you know, how do you do this? Or how do I get, you know, ranked on Google? I'll tell you, you know, I'm an open book. If you ever have a question or, hey, I heard you said such and such about me, I want to talk to you. My phone number is listed on the website. Book a call. We'll do it. I even told Lewis, I said, we could do a podcast together, brother. I don't care. Let's talk about it.
Bring it to the show.
Open fucking book.
Bring it to the show, and it might help you. Trust me, it might help you. So, you know, but with that said, you guys know how to reach me. You guys can reach me on Facebook, No Limit Hauling and Junk Removal. You guys can reach me on Instagram, No Limit Hauling and Junk Removal. TikTok, No Limit Hauling. And, you know, the ambassador of the brand is Mr. Yee Yee. I put the stamp of approval on this. This is what I do. And, you know, this connection right here is a link that can't be broken. Even if you have a grinder or you have the big cutters, it's not going to be broken. And you know what I mean? We wish the best for everybody. Thank you all. Thank you all for stopping by. William, hang on while I end this show, but hang tight. It's Yee Yee, and yes, let's end that.